When I first arrived in Chiang Rai, I will never forget the feeling, the sights, and the fresh, crisp mountain air that is so unique to northern Thailand. It seemed like the most beautiful and peaceful place I had ever visited in this kingdom. The area surrounding Mae Pha Luang University being perhaps the highlight of this beautiful province of Chiang Rai. Though we don't have the iconic tropical waters, the beaches, or the monkeys here, there is something equally as beautiful about the peaks and valleys and laid-back energy of this mountain life. I had always heard that it's best to avoid visiting northern Thailand from February to April because the air pollution here is really bad. When I first arrived here, some of the locals told me that while Chiang Rai is a beautiful place to live for 7 to 8 months, they warned me that there would be a lot of smoke during the burning season, and that if possible, I might consider traveling elsewhere at that time. I thought that it couldn't be as bad as they were making it out to be, but when March of 2023 arrived, I was more than just shocked or surprised. I was in disbelief. A horrible feeling came about, as I have never in my life experienced the feeling of being trapped indoors, looking out a window only to see a blanket of smoke. I immediately wondered, how on earth could the locals tolerate living in these conditions for 2 to 3 months of each year? And furthermore, how could it be that all of this smoke was being caused by farmers who were burning their crops? Could the rice and sugarcane farmers really be to blame for all this? Could the Thai government really do nothing about it?
Prime Minister, you said you'd answer the question. You had 8 years in power. Why have you done nothing about the pollution?
What about these so-called natural forest fires that were occurring simultaneously? And what about these rumored arsonists who are going around starting fires that only make it worse? What on earth is going on in northern Thailand between January and April each year? And perhaps most troubling of all is the thought that much of the smoke settling here might actually not be coming from Thailand, but rather from Myanmar and Laos. I've heard many anecdotal stories, explanations, and proposed solutions repeated, but I want to know what is really happening that has Thai people in the central and northern regions of this country living in these horrifying conditions year after year, and what is really being done to fight against it. What is the truth about the burning season, and what can the people of Chiang Rai do about it?
The Southeast Asian haze is a fire-related recurrent transpiratory air pollution issue. Haze. Haze is when air quality reaches hazardous levels due to high concentrations of airborne particulate matter. This is also known as PM 2.5 from many biomass.
And this here is not fog. This is air pollution. This is smoke from fires.
This causes adverse health, environmental, and economic impacts in several countries in Southeast Asia. Fire-related. Caused primarily by slash and burn land clearing, the problem flares up every dry season to varying degrees, and in Thailand is generally worst between January and May when there is little to no rain. Recurrent. The problem occurs annually each year based on weather cycles, platycycles, and farmicycles. For this reason, it's a temporary problem which creates a degree of complacency among citizens and politicians. Transboundary. In the region of MFU University and Chiang Rai province, the problem is heightened by cross-border finance happening in Myanmar, Laos, and to some degree China and Vietnam. Pollution. The raised PM 2.5 levels create visible air pollution that lingers and is temporarily trapped in the valleys of mountains in this region. There is no place for the haze to escape. Haze can be saved only by natural or artificial wind and rain. For this reason, Chiang Rai, because of its low elevation, is one of the worst affected cities in the world. Issue. The issue has many complex components including ecology, health and well-being, geography, climate and climate change, agriculture, business, politics, tourism, and education.
Research indicates that the issue of Southeast Asian haze began taking form around 1997. It has worsened, with the worst years being 2005, 2015, and 2023. Slash and burn farming techniques are actually century-old practices in this region.
In many places, fire works as a reset button for the forest. It clears out dead brush and older materials and makes space for new growth. For some species, fire is even vital for reproduction. For example, low-burning fires dry out sequoia tree cones enough for them to open up and drop seeds. At the same time, the fire clears the ground to expose fresh, nutrient-rich soil, which creates ideal conditions for the seeds to germinate.
Objective proof of this practice having negative effects on the environment is debatable. There is even a strong case to be made that burning fires and clearing land with fire keeps in part with the natural forest ecology. An important distinction that must be made is that the environmental and haze health concerns are not with the act of burning itself, but rather with the PM 2.5 particles that arise in the atmosphere as a result. The problem is intensified in the Chiang Rai region by the mountain terrain geography, lack of wind currents, and a seasonal lack of rain to clear the atmosphere.
The issue of Southeast Asian haze has become a health epidemic over the last 25 years. In the early 2000s, incentives made by both the Laos and Thai governments to reduce poverty and turn undeveloped land into assets allowed for the expansion of cash crop corporate farming. Thai corporations began supplying local farmers with seeds, chemicals, and promises to buy the crops they produce.
It's about market mechanism. But the problem in Thailand is about market power. In Thailand, we have big business. And in the agricultural sector, you can see and can call, it's about, we call oligopoly market or somehow monopoly market, where we have only a few firms that can dominate the market. So that means farmer will have less bargaining power, right?
The development of mass amounts of unused land for industrial farming combined with independent local farming intensifies the air congestion from land banning. There is also a general lack of education within the indigenous and local farming areas about climate change and PM 2.5. Political uncertainty in Thailand causes many delays in lobbying governments. It is difficult to pass new legislation, and because the haze is also a calendar problem. Once the problem is out of sight, it quickly loses political priority. While farmers generally receive most of the blame, naturally occurring forest fires also contribute to the haze as well as emissions from vehicles and factories. The exact measurement of this contribution is unclear, but what is clear is that the people closest to the fires actually suffer the most.
The Golden Triangle Dilemma. For residents of Chiang Rai, there is a Golden Triangle Dilemma. Serious problems with democracy and civil war in Myanmar means there is little that can be done about the fires crossing the border. While Myanmar is politically unstable, our other northern neighbor Laos is very poor, has little education, and has much different priorities than Thailand. The three countries have very different political systems, and so finding a quick solution is very complicated. Long-term planning is what is needed. Even if Thailand could hypothetically eliminate all of her own fires, natural and unnatural, we have no way of stopping the haze drifting in from surrounding countries. This is one of the biggest health problems facing the region of Chiang Rai and Mae Fah Luang University.
Due to poor air quality, Mae Fah Luang University has moved all classes online.
Waste as air pollution worsens in northern Thailand. Air quality index readings there have reached hazardous levels.
The toxic haze. For weeks, northern Thailand has been rated one of the most polluted regions in the world.
Near my city, Chiang Mai was declared the most unhealthy city in the world in 2023 by the IQ Air Global Index.
Chiang Mai Hospital has been inundated with patients complaining of breathing difficulties, rashes, and skin irritations.
This headline was covered by many media outlets, including Al Jazeera, the Bengal Post, France 24, and the Telegraph. So, with all of this in mind, we set out to speak with a local Chiang Rai farmer for their perspective on the banning season.
ทำนาเจ้าตั้งแต่อายุ17มาแล้วเจ้า
ในวัยเด็กของป้าเนี่ยเคยเห็นคนที่เขาเผาไร่เผานาไหมแล้วก็แบบตอนแล้วรู้สึกยังไงในตอนนั้นที่เห็น
รู้สึกว่าไม้ยังก็ตายเนาะเผาให้ไม้ป่าไม้ก็หมดไป
ตอนเด็กๆเนี่ยแบบพ่อกับแม่บอกว่าแบบการเผาไร่เผานามันเป็นดีไม่ดีอะไรอย่างเงี้ยได้บอกอะไรไหม
ได้บอกเผาแล้วมันบ่ดี
ยังไงบ้าง
แสบหูแสบตาเนี่ยหายใจบ่ค่อยออกเจ้าเป็นมลพิษเจ้า
ป้าเนี่ยเป็นเผาเป็นคนที่เผาด้วยหรือไม่ได้เผา
ไม่ได้เผาเจ้า
ไม่ได้เผาโอเคแล้วแถวนี้เขามีการเผาอะไรเผานากันนะครับ
มาเผาเจ้า
แล้วเคยเห็นแบบว่าปัญหาควันมลพิษผ่านมาแถวนี้บ้างไหม
แม่เจ้า
แล้วมานานไหมกี่เดือนหรือว่าทั้งปี
มาประมาณสัก2 เดือน
เจ้า
ช่วงแรงๆ
ช่วงแรงๆแล้วตอนนี้มาเนี่ยโอ้ยเป็นแบบควันแบบหนักหนาเลยไหมหรือเราเบาบาง
เป็นมลพิษหนักเจ้า
หนักอยู่แล้วไอ้ควันนี่มันอยู่ๆมันก็หายไปเองหรือว่ามีรัฐบาลมาช่วยอะไรไหม
ฝนตกเจ้า
ฝนตก
มันก็หาย
ฝนตกก็หายแล้วแบบมันมีการแบบปล่อยน้ำมาช่วยลดควันอะไรไหม
มีเจ้าเตือกก็มีฝุ่นเทียมอย่างพ่องเจ้า
มีฝุ่นเทียมมีทุกปีเลยใช่ไหม
ฝุ่นเทียมมีทุกปีเจ้า
มีทุกปีเลยตั้งแต่ป้าเนี่ยเป็นเกษตรกรมานะครับป้าชอบอะไรในสิ่งที่ป้าเป็นเกษตรกรอยู่
เกษตรกรก็ทำนาทำสวนก็ชอบที่เราทำเจ้าที่เราทำสิ่งที่เราชอบไปเข้าไปเราเป็นชาวนา
เป็นชาวนาก็ภูมิใจ
อืม
มีอะไรที่ป้าอยากแนะนำสำหรับแบบคนที่ได้รับผลกระทบจากการเผาไร่เผานาไหม
เจ้าขอให้หยุดเผาไร่เผาสวนเผานาเจ้า
โอเค อยากให้หยุดเผาไร่เผานา
เจ้า
โอเคครับผม
เผานาก็หยุดเอาฟางไว้เป็นปุ๋ยในนาต่อไปเป็นปุ๋ยทั้งดิน
คือให้เอาฟางข้าวไปเป็นปุ๋ยในการทำนาได้โอ้
บำรุงดินโดย
บำรุงดินด้วยความรู้ใหม่เลยนะครับก็สำหรับนี้ก็ขอขอบคุณคุณป้าสมศรีมากๆนะครับผมที่ให้ข้อมูลเราในวันนี้นะครับผมขอบคุณมากครับ
CP first introduced its corn traceability program in Thailand in 2017. It has been expanded to Myanmar, Laos, and Vietnam. The group says that 100% of the corn seeds they purchase are legally produced.
We have put the system more than, I guess, about 8 years, how we can track back the whole supply chain. We will not buy the corn from any area that they actually burn it. If they burn the corn, we will send the warning signal to them. If they do it second time, we will not, we will tell them that they will be on the backlist for 1 year.
Solutions. What solutions have we tried and why have they failed? The Southeast Asian haze problem has been addressed with relevant frameworks and with cooperation by some ASEAN countries, but have made little progress to date. Open burning was officially banned in Thailand in 2019, and yet the problem still persists. To date, only a few documented cases of offenders have been prosecuted. On June 6, 2023, 1,700 plaintiffs, including civil societies, academics, citizens, activists, and local residents, sued the Thai government over PM 2.5 levels. The Thai Prime Minister, National Environment Board, and the Stock Exchange of Thailand were all charged. The Administrative Court of Chiang Rai accepted 2 of the charges, but still no prosecutions have been made to date. Presently, the issue of Southeast Asian haze violates at least 3 of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals in the SDG Move campaign. Goal 3, good health and well-being. To ensure people live healthy lives and promote well-being for everyone at all ages. Goal 12, responsible consumption and production. And Goal 15, life on land, protect, restore, and support the sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystems. After our research, we feel confident there are 3 key components to be considered when addressing long-term solutions to the haze issue in Chiang Rai province. Firstly, and perhaps most importantly, is the Golden Triangle dilemma. More research is needed about how the smoke from these surrounding countries is affecting our own IQ air index. Thailand will never have autonomy over Myanmar and Laos, while Chiang Rai province directly borders both of these countries. No solution can be found without the careful consideration of this component. To burn or not to burn. As open burning has already been banned in Thailand, the issue of fire will continue to be a problem we live with temporarily. We must continue to strategize solutions that do not rely solely on the elimination of land burning. Wind and rain. How can we increase and maximize our potential use of artificial wind and rain? How can we incorporate the advances in technology to help lower PM 2.5 levels? What type of fundraising campaigns can be implemented to generate new equipment? Short-term goals. We focus primarily on the Chiang Rai region and MFU University as we look at 5 short-term goals for improved health and well-being at the local level. Goal number 1, Provincial PM 2.5 Fund. Goal number 2, free N95 masks. Goal number 3, enforced carpooling during the burning season. Goal 4, work at home policy. And Goal 5, public awareness campaign. Here's a breakdown of our short-term goals. The Provincial PM 2.5 Fund. Create a fundraising campaign to make funds to fight PM 2.5 in Chiang Rai province. Money raised will develop artificial rain and an increased fire department presence, N95 masks, and other platforms to be determined. Free N95 masks. Door-to-door delivery of free N95 masks to all residents. Regular masks are not effective against PM 2.5 haze. Carpooling, enforcement on cars, pickups, and minivans. During raised PM 2.5 levels, implement an enforced carpooling requirement where enclosed vehicles, excluding motorbikes, have a minimum of 2 passengers on board. This is similar to the COVID-19 measures that were put in place in various countries. As well, a provincial work-at-home policy during the burning season. Work-at-home policy for workers, staff, and students, where applicable, using air index forecasts to block 1 to 2 week at a time increment closures. And these will be based on predicted PM 2.5 levels. Allow students and staff the option to leave Chiang Rai province and work online. Teachers can expect classes during that season will be affected by the haze and to plan accordingly. All Chiang Rai school teachers, including public schools and other colleges and universities, should incorporate the topic of the Southeast Asian haze into their lesson planning during the burning season and encourage students with projects based on the topic. And last, public education and awareness campaign via door-to-door pamphlets. To make sure every resident of Chiang Rai receives a physical pamphlet educating and explaining the Southeast Asian haze and PM 2.5 levels in Chiang Rai. Include information about the use of home air conditioners, air filters, and instructions for how to airproof rooms and homes from polluted air. As well, to be included in the pamphlet, the following information, informing citizens on other preventative measures and of upcoming expected closures. Outreach for volunteer firefighters to assist the local fire department. Promote community planning of fundraisers, benefits, concerts, and any philanthropy donations. Encourage citizens to order a delivery of groceries and to stock needed supplies. Include some information about mental health awareness surrounding stay-at-home policies and encourage citizens to not stay alone during this time. Provide QR codes for the following information, a QR code where the public can donate towards the Provincial PM 2.5 Fund, line QR code to report fires, and phone numbers and QR codes from all hospitals, firefighters, and police stations in Chiang Rai province. Finally, we present a series of 5 long-term goals set at the national level to reduce the IQ Air Index and improve Thai citizens' overall health and well-being regarding PM 2.5 by the year 2035. So here's a breakdown of our 5 long-term goals, national goals for Thailand. The Fire Management Program. National Airborne Investigative Force using drone technology with a ground force to identify violators of no-burn laws. A complete restructure of and enhancement of the current seasonal burning laws. Mandatory third-party supervision of all man-made fires. Enforce a loophole preventative system that punishes landowners and their employers for open burnings. A universal income program. By the year 2035, have successfully implemented a 36,000 Thai baht per year per farmer program with the condition that farmers not burn and that they transition to non-burning, non-harmful crops. This is a very important program in the 5 long-term goals. Government buyback program. Create a profit model for non-burning. The government hires contractors to collect farm waste, debris, and unburned crop material before or after farming seasons. The government provides the machinery needed to crush leftover materials. Regional centers can be created to pay farmers for these crushed materials and to create any immigration opportunities that are needed for qualified workers in these fields. Artificial wind and rain technology development. Create large water reserves in communities impacted the most by PM 2.5 levels. These are year-round reserves that are collecting for the burning season. To fundraise research and create instruments to be used by advanced small plane and helicopters carrying artificial rain, and to develop artificial wind generators. Create immigration opportunities if qualified workers are needed in any of these fields. Lastly, the corporate campaigns. Incentivize major corporations operating in Thailand, such as CP, Sharon Foods, Thai Beverage, Mitsubishi, Isuzu, Capricorn Bank, Thai Air, and Cineplex Theaters to incorporate seasonal anti-burning campaigns and advertising into their national branding. Create tax reductions for such corporations in exchange for this PR campaign visibility and for any monies raised through donation or proceed programs to a national fund or in conjunction with the Universal Income Program, the Government Buyback Program, or the Wind and Rain Technology Program. And those are our long-term PM 2.5 goals for Southeast Asian haze at the national level in Thailand.